Pounders, we are back, and we had a little emergency stream today. Way too much happening at camp. Tim Patrick, no. So this is complete deja vu for me. Last season, 24% Tim Patrick at the time of the ACL injury. Right now, sitting at 7%. He is on two of my Dalmatian 101s. He's on a Chow, which takes up most of the entry fees. I have 7% post NFL draft. Nothing crazy. Definitely in a different spot. We'll cover that real quick. I mean, red zone guy, right? You're going to instantly boost Dolchich. You're going to boost Judy, Sutton. I think Mims is the biggest winner just overall from this injury. He's going to see the field a lot earlier into the season. He was at practice today, first time since minicamp. He heard about that injury. He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm getting out there. I'm going to earn my role. But other than that, I mean, we have a bunch of little nuggets today. We'll start with Dak hitting Brandon Cooks for a deep titty. I mean, shouldn't be a surprise here. Also saw another report saying that they do want to push the ball further down the field. Dak is going to be in more control of the offense, the plays that are called based on what the defense is giving him. So that could be exciting for Dallas there. Xavier Hutchinson, rookie wide receiver for Texas. He's shown a lot the last few days. So he was some of the Sharps' favorites going into the big board as someone that early declared. I know Paul, I was inverted, was very heavy onto Xavier Hutchinson, some other people too. We'll see if he can work out a role. Not really bringing him in just yet. We got to see. Mechie on the field too has to have some sort of impact as he looks a little rusty right now. But Singletary looked good in the red zone. One report read Malik Davis. And I'll read this one right from the tip here. Who has caught Mike McCarthy's eye behind the Cowboys running back Tony Pollard? Quote, I'm telling you, I'm loving Rico Dowell, and it's great to have him back. Malik Davis has taken the jump that you're looking for. Those guys really jump out. And this is from Michael Gelkin, one of the beat reporters over there in Dallas. We're already starting to see some of this impact on the news from training camp kind of take part in ADPs for Underdog Bestball Fantasy. You have Richie James up 18 spots, Justin Ross up 16 spots because they're KC receivers, right? And this is what Mahomes does. He's a ball spreader. I've seen a highlight. I've seen updates on every single receiver catching the ball from Mahomes. Shouldn't be a surprise. This is exactly what he does in the regular season. He spreads the ball. I'm not really ready to make any strong stance for any of these receivers besides Tony. I mean, we've been saying Tony's been a bad value for months now. I think Rice has room to move up. Sky Moore, he's getting close to that Bateman range, which in my opinion, man, I don't know if I'm going Sky Moore over Bateman. That's going to be a tough one. So he's going to be steamed up and likely to a point where I'm not able to draft him anymore. I have around 9% Sky, so I'm fine with where I'm at if it dips a little bit below. Jimmy G struggling on third down drills today. No huge surprise there. Bijan route running as a pass catcher, just super elite at separating. Guys just like next closest defender 5 yards away after just one little move. Jalen Hyatt been catching some deep balls and other balls on the sidelines from Danny Dimes as well, which is nice to see. So that practicing with like the third team offense reports, those are already starting to fade away. Darren Waller, though, and I've been saying this for a little bit, drafting Darren Waller over even Evan Ingram, I think has been something I've been doing for like the last month and a half now. No one can cover this guy. If he's on the field, there's no reason why he can't finish as a top 3, top 5 tight end. Now, health is a big concern for him, but I'm willing to assume that risk for the potential of having a huge advantage over the field if we're right on that one. Tank Bigsby impressing with his hands. Now, this could hurt ETN like by the end of the season or mid or whenever if Tank Bigsby is able to take over some or most of these third down snaps, that's going to hurt ETN, especially for his current ADP where he's going. Quentin Johnson with the red zone TD over the top. And I know the Drew, he's in here. You're not going to want to hear this next update, so maybe block your ears. Christian Watson catches a deep ball perfectly thrown by Jordan Love, 67-yard touchdown down the sideline. Oh, man. And they're also kind of showing him, giving him some snaps in the slot as well. So it looks like they want to get these guys involved, get them into situations where they can be successful. And I think that is really telling about this offense. They're not just going to stick to, this is what we're doing, and if it's not working, we're just going to run the same play next play. So they're trying to move these guys around. Looks like they're trying to get them all involved. Let's pull up some of these ADPs where people are currently going. Because Mims, he has to get steamed up a little bit. He definitely has to get steamed up a little bit. That's the first one we'll take a look at, because that's probably one that worries me the most. I'm sitting at 4%, and man, if Tim Patrick was out there, I really didn't mind having a low percent of Marvin Mims. Now he's going to see the field much, much sooner into his rookie season, and I'd honestly rather Mims right now at his price over Sutton, but that's just me. Mims, I think, is going to get steamed up probably to this Mingo range. I think that's pretty fair to say, like right in front of Thielen, right behind Mingo. So he definitely has some room to move. Tim Patrick with that Achilles injury looks like he's going to be out for the season again, back-to-back years. Hate to see it. You really do for some of these players. Brandon Cooks. I always thought he went in a range that was very clickable at 85. Elijah Moore sitting there too, and we like Elijah Moore as well. But Brandon Cooks, if he still has that speed, if he still has that separation ability, and he showed it today in practice on 11 on 11s, this is a pretty nice value for a best ball player that you just need to spike into the lineup at the right times. I mean, game 17 against Detroit just seems like a great opportunity for him as well. But some quick housekeeping. We are doing a 24-hour live stream if we can reach 1,000 subscribers before NFL kickoff. Completely possible. So make sure you go down, slap the subscribe, slap the like. After the video is posted, maybe if you're feeling fruity, put a comment down. Let us know what you guys think. If we're too high, too low on some of these players, where you think some of their ADPs will end up. And yeah, just appreciate everyone coming out every single day, showing support to the channel. And we are just getting into the thick of, like, this is draft season. This is when we draft around news. And this is where you want to project where these players are going to go and scoop that value in between. This is where you catch up on ADPs. This is where you start fading players due to you just your projections being right of them maybe not being RB2 on the team. Who's going to be the slot wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins? This is actually a really, really tricky one. Braxton Berrios. I saw Cedric Wilson getting steamed up a little bit already. It's going to be between these two. I would probably put my money on Cedric Wilson, but yeah, it's a tough one. Miami's what we think of as just like a condensed offense, right? I kind of think it's very similar to Cincy, where it's like the offense revolves around these two pass catchers. Everyone else is just kind of getting the crumbs. I saw a report today that Hill looked like he lost his superpowers. Is he slowing down a little bit? Like, I think that's what the report was intending to mean, which would not be good for his current ADP. But I don't know. I think we have Kupp clearly in front of Hill. Hill is still, in my opinion, ahead of Diggs. So I don't think you really make too much of a change there. Tight end will be in the slot. Yeah. I just don't know how many, like, what his ceiling would be, especially with the unknown. There's some tight ends I like at the end of these drafts still. Mayer is one of them. That's sort of getting his footing under him, but rookie tight ends, we'll sort of see how that metastasizes. These elite running backs. Where do we select them? What do we do with JT? What do we do with Josh Jacobs and Breece Hall? And this is really going to come down to what your risk tolerance is, right? It's like, if you don't think JT's going to play this season, it's completely up to you whether you draft him. Now, I'm going to be taking stabs when he falls in those rooms that are scared, especially in deep field tournaments where there is only, there's 600,000 people, right? I'm getting a better price on every single person that drafted before this current news. I think that's advantageous. So that's like my risk tolerance will go up in those scenarios. Whereas like if it's a big like $250 tournament where 4 teams advance, I don't feel the need to really get Jonathan Taylor on that sort of team. Whereas in a bigger field tournament, I think it is more advantageous to get a better price on someone than the other 50% of drafters, which is 325,000 teams. So I think that's the way we're sort of attacking these second round, third round running backs, especially with the news with Breece Hall. Not only the injury concern, but then you also have Dalvin Cook. I saw a report that he wants like 10 million plus a year, 10, 15 million a year, 2-year deal. And the Jets want to give him like 5 million, which I think a lot of teams want to give him like 4 or 5 million. And that'll be really telling about Breece Hall's injury too, if they do bring in Dalvin Cook. But he does have the highest chance per Vegas odds to land in New York right now. So definitely a concern for a Hall. If he falls to 40, if he falls 40 plus, I'm likely going to scoop him again in those deep field tournaments. Jacobs is definitely one of those guys that I think could sit. But again, risk tolerance. If you get 2 of these, so like some of the things that we were doing earlier was getting a Saquon at like 28 and also bringing in Josh Jacobs. It's like that is an absolute powerhouse if they both play. Or you might be getting zeros at RB. You can see how one side is very advantageous and the other side it's like, well, if you were wrong, you're probably gonna throw that away anyway. So I think that's another interesting way. But we're waiting on 2 people for Bestball Mania 4. 2 people. We did tip off the Patreon members and the YouTube memberships. We appreciate you guys. Make all of this possible. And we get the dreaded 8. I feel like I'm drafting at the back end of these BBMs so often. I really, really need to look into how many times I've drafted from each position. I want to go through and just kind of check that out. We have J-Dubs in here, Pounder, and I think that's it. I think we got lucky with just one. Let me know if you guys are in the live stream and you snuck in this room. And let me detach the chat so I can see. Let's see. YouTube, we'll pull this up. Pop up chat. Oh my God. Vape says got Breece at 12, 5-1 turn on DK. See him at 43 Underdog. Yeah, every room's going to be different. Every room's going to be different too. If you guys haven't already, go down, slap a like on the video. I'm going to try to get to 35 likes on this one. All right. And we got the chat here. And here we go. JJ at 1. Standard. Bill Byer says, LOL, Dalvin. Come on, man. If you don't think Dalvin is going to affect your running back, then you're severely wrong. You don't think, like, they're not going to bring in Dalvin to be like, all right, Dalvin, go take over the Devin Singletary role. Like, that's not what's going to happen. He's going to get at least 40 to 45% of touches, no matter what offense he goes to. And that's too much for those players in that range. That's too much for Stevenson. That's too much for Breece Hall. Oh, yeah. Dalvin asking for too much. Dude, these running backs, they don't even they're clueless. Like, they don't understand that they have no leverage. It's insane. And then they just keep doing it. I get it. I think these RBs are starting to get like a little nervous. Like, oh shit, like my contract needs to be renewed pretty soon. Let me fight for it now. It's like, Everyone's doing that right now. Dobbins, JT, Jacobs, Saquon. It's like, I don't think they're getting it. Just switch to QB like Lamar did. Just kidding. I'm cool with going Diggs or Bijan here. Let's mix it up. Let's go Bijan. Trying to get my Bijan exposure up a little bit. And I'm just going to be peaking my exposures as I go through this as well. Bijan's looked so good in camp. So good in camp. And let's keep this open too for updates on camp still, because they are still coming in. If you guys aren't already in our Discord, everyone's been so great about sharing whatever news they saw on Twitter and just posting it in the risers and follower section. Another one from like this whole week is Njoku. Like David Njoku's been killing it, and he's our #1 drafted tight end since the big board. Post NFL draft, we've been slamming him in. We took a small break when the D-Hop news, like D-Hop to Cleveland, I'm like, oh God, please, no, dear God, no. And now we're back on the train. Ooh, Quentin Johnson had 4 drops today. He's also been one of their best players in camp. What a roller coaster of a tweet this is from Tyler Schoon over at the Chargers beat reporting. Crazy. Dak to Gallup. Dak's been spreading it. I've seen a few highlights to Gallup. I've seen a few highlights to Lamb, to Brandon Cooks. One of these two would be a dream. Nick Chubb at 17. Even at 16 would be nice. Did we just see Calvin Ridley go at 14? What is happening? What is happening? Dude. Okay, so we're going to get Amon-Ra at 17, which is like Bestball Mania 4 opening status ADP. He opened it, I want to say 18 to 20. I can actually peek that for you guys. That's also in our Discord. If you go to Discord and you go to the Best Ball cheat sheet section, scroll all the way up, JGFC made a spreadsheet of all the starting ADPs for these players for Best Ball Mania 4. And I'll pull up, I'll let you know where Amon-Ra started. Amon-Ra started at 17. I'm sorry. Amon-Ra started at 19. That's why I ended up with so much Amon-Ra. J5704 is in Italy right now. So you enjoy yourself. Ciao. Scusi. Ciao. Did I miss something with Chubb? No, I don't think you did. This room has just gone bonkers. We see Calvin Ridley pulled up here with Jalen Waddle. I'm just so confused because there's teams with Jalen Waddle, Calvin Ridley, and a #1 and a first-round pick. So that's why it doesn't make sense. Anything else crazy? Nick Chubb goes at 20 to the Austin Eckler team, and it's not even that unique, which is the fucking funniest part. It's because Eckler typically goes from 8 to 10, and even he started at 12, and Nick Chubb started on the back end. All right. You see Mark Andrews go at 21. This is such a crazy room. I might have to do 2 drafts today. This is the best. What is happening? T. Peter, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, it's hysterical. These people know stuff, man. I'm telling you. The casuals are out. And this is why you save drafts. Josh Downs with the one-hand catch. Guess Jelani Woods kind of aggravated something today in practice. Something to keep an eye on. H Supreme, Cooper Kupp, Patrick Mahomes, and Ramondre start. I'm fine with that. Was that an auto pick? This guy might not be there. Taking it all the way down twice in a row. Oh, man. I'm just glad I'm not at 24% Tim Patrick like I was last year at the time of the injury. And then I got all the way down to 16%. Did another 300 drafts, but still, that was 1 out of 6 teams I had Tim Patrick. And we had a 36% advance rate still. Not in just Bestball Mania, but over the course of every single tournament play we did. What's this guy doing? Is everyone on auto? This guy just went Cooper, over Devonta Smith and T. Higgins. Dear God, give us one of these. Lord baby Jesus, 5-ounce, 4-pound baby Jesus in your golden fleece diapers. Have you even said a word yet? There's no way. What is happening? I'm about to jump into another draft right now. This guy's thinking about it. This guy's weighing his options right now. There's no way he doesn't go Devonta Smith. I mean, it doesn't even matter. I'll take either one and be so happy. We just got Devonta Smith at 32. What? What is happening? Scott says 0% on Tim, though I'm sure I'll be on the wrong side at some point. Dude, that's a nice fade. I mean, fades to injuries, though, I don't think are like valid. I do think Marvin Mims was going to have a hard time getting on the field with Sutton, Tim Patrick, and Judy and Dolchich, but he was going to get sprinkled in at some point. I just thought Tim Patrick was a great value, and I drafted most of my Tim Patrick shares at 190 to 200 plus. Like I checked my Dalmatian teams. I have him on 2 Dalmatians. One, I got him at 215. The other one, I got him at 205. And that was the range I really liked him in. So we've been off Tim Patrick for quite some time at 170. And last year, man, I was drafting him religiously, in the 15th, 16th. So get him cheaper than that and he gets hurt. It is what it is. We obviously won't have another Tim Patrick share, and I'm sure someone's going to draft him in this room. It's guaranteed someone is drafting Tim Patrick in this room. ER7 says 50 likes. Let's get it. That would be insane. That'd be insane. Oh my God. Devonta Smith, 10 picks after ADP. What is happening? Christian Watson at 33. I like J-Dub's start. Going really aggressive. I mean, you get Garrett Wilson at 16. I'm going to like your start. Mike Willie, Judy, Calvin Ridley. I mean, he's got this week 17 little bring back here. Little mini. Adam says he's gone undrafted in the rooms we've done so far. Yeah, it probably takes an auto drafter, to be honest. Breece Hall at 40. Now you're exciting me. Might add the Najee pick in here. We already have one. I'm going to do a little reach, I think. I have Bijan. Let's go Justin Fields with this team. This is going to be so different. And it is a bring back right here with Bijan in Atlanta. This is already a unique team through 4 rounds, which kind of excites me. Need to get my Justin Fields exposure up. We don't care about selecting him over Burrow when we have no one on Cincy. Maybe if T. Higgs dropped to us instead of Devonta Smith, maybe we go Joe Burrow there. But Joe Burrow's been falling with the ankle injury, so I don't think I'm really selecting him at ADP right now. I probably want him to fall. Man, you can really push him, I think, too. If you get both Chase and Higgins, I would really test my luck on a hurt Joe Burrow right now. Yeah, I like the Najee click. Like, I don't mind it, but we already invest in Bijan so early in the first round. I don't think we have to go Najee there. DJ Moore off the board. And it's super easy to correlate Justin Fields late if you want to with Komet or Mooney. ADP gap between Lamar and Fields, like, I don't think there should be one. There, Justin Fields, I project to go in the 3rd round next year. So I'll take him in the 4th. I don't care if it's at the end or the beginning. He had more 40-point games than the top 3 QBs last year combined. And now you give him an elite, true number 1 receiver. And we all saw the start to that season. It was not pretty. I don't expect that to happen again. Yeah, Tyler says anyone with an ACL tear less than 1.5 years is scary to touch. I'd agree with that. And like Tim Patrick tore his ACL like a year ago from today, just about. And the reason I was willing to draft him was basically because his presence in the red zone, being 6'4", being an absolute monster. I'd love to get Ayuk here. This guy goes double elite QB, which helps us. Thank you very much. Ayuk off the board. Spoke him into existence. Damn. Ben says I grabbed Dry Burrow at 70 today. Honestly, I don't hate it. Especially in Bestball Mania 4, where you're also playing for the regular season prize to some extent. That could be a regular season play too. And you said you stacked them late with Smith and Boyd. I'm fine with it. Irv Smith. Yeah, Bill Byers says Fields upside's insane. I agree. If we can get Kirk here, that'd be sweet. I'm not, and we'll talk on this after J-Dubs is done with his turn. He's in the live stream listening. He goes JSN. I don't think that's a bad click. He's shown some nice highlights so far. Let's go Kirk. Let's go Kirk at 56 as our 3rd wide receiver. I'm cool with that. Walker's interesting. I'm curious to see if J-Dubs ends up taking Walker. We have the news that Walker's hurt. Sharbs is hurt. And I've seen reports from doctors, Twitter doctors, which is now like a new meme. I really do think it's like animal doctor at this point. I'm a doctor of animals. Kenneth Walker with the groin injury. Typically an injury that, you can re-injure at a decently high rate. I saw someone else, and this is the Twitter doctor's words, that Sharbs with his shoulder injury shouldn't be a major concern because it's not something you typically re-injure. Like, I played hockey my whole life, and I couldn't stop hitting people. I had shoulder problems. I re-injured that stuff a lot. And I mean, Dalvin Cook re-injured his shoulder a ton. I think they're both worrisome. We see him go at 60. I still will draft Walker on the slide. But again, I like to assume risk and get better prices on players and kind of take an optimistic look on players getting better prices than early drafters. Now that we have 345,000 teams drafted, what percent of people do you think got Walker at 60 plus? Under 2-3% for sure. Kyle Pitts off the board. Kittle. I'm going to see if Waller will fall back to me at 80. And if that's the case, I don't have a ton of Cam Akers. I'm between Cam Akers and Dotson, basically. Can go Mike Evans too, but let's go Cam Akers here. My Cam Akers exposure is probably too low. It's probably too low. Ooh, pretty end zone grab by Irv Smith Jr. in practice. It's tough right now because you don't have Joe Burrow out there throwing the ball, so it's tough to read into too much of any sort of highlights from Cincy right now for the pass catchers. Marshawn Lynch to Seattle. Stop. Don't. Zach Udell had a dream that Cade Otton was a good value. And honestly, it may not have been a dream. He probably is. I mean, what's the difference between like Cade Otton and Jelani Woods, someone who gets drafted almost every draft? Like some of these guys down here, I don't mind mixing in the tight ends that go right after, right? Fant, Cade Otton, Logan Thomas is getting old, but I think if it's correlated, you need to bring back. I think it's okay, especially for a tight end position. But Hunter Henry, Cade Otton's going to be the starter over there, pass catcher. I guess also Odell's been flashing in practice too, but he's always sort of been that flashy guy. So makes sense. It's tough to read into right now with how many pass catches there's going to be in Baltimore with Odell, Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman. It's starting to get a little muddy in Baltimore, in my opinion. For a team that previously liked to run the ball a lot, we'll see Todd Monken's going to change that up and make them a little more pass heavy, maybe play a little faster. Not today, Drew says. Not today. On the Odell talk. I love that. I'm cool with one of these. Honestly, we'll add Brandon Cooks to this pile because I just think he fits on this sort of team. Raheem Jarrett. Let's go. Let's go. Really digging deep. Waller off the board at 75. This guy's got one wide receiver. Like, yeah, I definitely don't want a receiver here. I definitely don't want a receiver. I only have one. That's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. And like, it's like a sharp pick too. He goes Waller over Goddard. In my mind, I think that's sharp, but this dude's got one receiver. So does that mean I'm an idiot? Like, I'm trying to figure out what that means. Like, smart enough to pick Waller over Goddard, has one receiver though, and two quarterbacks. Just confused, man. Just confused. If Dotson falls to us, that'd be cool. I miss Antonio Brown, ER7 said. From like a comedic standpoint or Antonio Brownies. Honestly, don't care who we get between Dotson or Pickens. We get Dotson. And we'll see who comes back around. We'll see who comes back around. Mark Sebrings and Quentin Johnson didn't have Justin Herbert. See what J-Dubs has been up to. He brings in Breece Hall at 40. Goes Deontay, Chris Godwin, and George Pickens. Holy smokes. He's got his 6 receivers through 7 rounds. We'll see where he stops. If he ever stops. Will he stop? Brandon Cooks goes at 83. This dude's got 6 receivers too, so I'm glad we brought in our 4th here. For sure. We're feeling pretty good. This left side of the board, definitely more running back heavy and QB. 2 teams with 2 QBs, 3 teams with 2 QBs on the left side of the board. We both have QB and we have the receivers, which are getting thin right now. Where did James Conner go? Oh, James Conner went at 82. Okay. Say Flowers off the board. Javonte Williams. I like the Javonte Williams click. We can go Elijah Moore here or James Cook. Probably another receiver, though. Don't know what's going to come back to us. I know it's going to come back to us. We're not going to like it. Let's go Elijah Moore here. We bring in our 5th receiver. Also sort of punishes the left side of the board that went less wide receiver heavy. Left side of the board paying the rake. Nate said, yeah. Everyone going 2 QBs. There's 3 teams that went 2 QBs on the left side. Right side's just scooping the value. Devonta Smith, 10 picks after ADP. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. We can see these tight ends not being a preference right now. This just could be a Goddard thing, but like Goddard at 94. This team still has 1 receiver. Oh my God. What is happening? What is happening? This team's got 3, 2, 2. Oh man. And they just keep selecting running backs and tight ends and QBs. This is rich. This is rich. I for sure thought this guy or this guy was going to go back-to-back receivers. Brings in Tony at 97. I don't know about you guys, but I like looking at the players available and then who they select because it's just like, I don't know, I get a nice little sweat from it because I know who they should select, or at least who I think they should select, in my opinion. He goes, Mooney? 30 picks early? 32 picks early? Obviously one of our stacks that we want to target late, maybe at this 128 range, because that's his ADP. This guy's in the live stream and said, I will not be disrespected like that. And the only way I'm going to feel happy right now is if you smash the like button. That's pain. That's painful. That was personal. Like, I felt that. That guy's angry at me. I don't know why. I do not know why. Okay. I really want Njoku. But I could live with AJ Dillon. I could live with Jameson Williams. And I could live with Rashad Penny. Daniel Jones off the board. No one is paying attention to ADPs, which is fine. We're still getting our guys and at a value. Every single pick after ADP, except these 2. And Justin Fields, which was a slight reach for uniqueness. Nick says, guy doesn't like you calling him out on stream, so he stole your Mooney. But dude, like, he could have still done that at pick 119. I wasn't going Mooney here 15 picks, 16, 17 picks before ADP. So, like, he just let someone else drop to me that I want instead. Where I think these teams, a lot of them are going 2 tight end. This guy's got 2. How about the right side of the board? No, I guess not a lot of teams have 2. Let's bring in Njoku here. I could stop with just Njoku and Cole Kmet too, if we want to take a strong stance on both of them. Would open up a roster spot on the back end, but I just think it's such a risk-free pick with your last pick to go tight end, or if you want to go upside, you could always go RB. But even QB should be able to get points in your roster where teams are selecting rookie wide receivers, rookie running backs who might not be on the field. Oh, God. Like, no, see, I don't even care. So ER7 says you should totally snipe him, but it's like, I don't even look at his roster to even compute that in my brain. I only care about my team and building the strongest team I can. Every single time. Probably go Brian Robinson here if he's available. Let's see. If we do get JMO here, we could bring in a second. I was going to say we could bring in Goof, but he's gone. Brian Robinson, who's likely going to have first and second down role in Washington, said he didn't feel himself last year. I mean, he did get shot in the leg and the ass multiple times, so it makes sense if he can return to form. I've been drafting a lot more Brian Robinson than Gibson at his new ADP. Like I like Gibson at 145 all the way down to like 125, and then we sort of stopped there. And now he's being told basically he's going to have like that JD McKissick type role, which at pick 100 for Gibson, probably too rich in half-point PPR. But we'll see. Like Gibson, yes, he looked better last year, but he wasn't shot multiple times. So we'll see. Bring in like a naked Rashi Rice, really just get him stirred up. We'll think about it. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Like my team's super balanced right now. I can go any position that comes back to us. Correlation wise, we could still bring in Jared Goff. We could bring in Sam Laporta for this team. We do have a double in Cleveland, but we have a rushing QB, so I don't think that matters too much. So like Elijah Moore and Njoku could both go off, but Justin Fields could still have a bigger game. Obviously, I would want one of the pass catchers for that scenario. Eco, welcome to the live stream. Says, what are the chances, in your opinion, Charbonnet ends up being a good pick? I mean, right now, there's so much unknown in Seattle. Where did he go? He went at 118. I think this is a fine spot for him. I think this is fine. There's unknown about his shoulder, but guess what? There's unknown about Walker too, and that groin injury. If at one point in the season, only one of those guys is super healthy, one of them's going to end up being a value for an uncertain amount of games. So, and if they both can't get on the field, oh my DJ Dallas. Is he still there? He's got to be, right? DJ Dallas. I don't know. Probably a good thing for the pass catchers because he'll be throwing the ball more. Kincaid off the board at 122. Myers off the board at 123. This is a 10-pick reach on Kincaid. Adam, nice one. Kenny McIntosh ran like a 4.6240 in the combine. Real slow guy, but real sure hands. Made the most of his opportunities in college too, but what do we want to do here with this pick? What do we want to do here? I kind of want to go Goof. Jared Goof and Justin Fields just feels like a good combo to me. I'm not crying to get one of these receivers right now. I think we're good at receiver. I'm not crying to get a running back right now. I would like one. I don't think my team needs one. And then we want to get Komet at some point for this team at 150. So if I check my thing, I'd probably want him at 152. He'd have to fall 2 picks. And the left side has some teams with QBs, some teams without. Is JMO on the left side of the board? Why do I feel like JMO's on the left side of the board? No, he's on the right side of the board. So I do think we have to scoop him now if we want him. And that's just something to look out for, right? Like, where's Gibbs? Where's JMO? We have a Monra. You can even add David Montgomery in there. Some people will pair him with Montgomery too. In this team with A-Rich, like I would want Jared Goff with A-Rich. So we're done at QB. Yeah, TP adds Claypool to that, and this might be a Claypool team. And Claypool's a red zone guy, so I don't think it's the craziest ad for this. Let's go. Frank Evans says, I'm going to be in the FFPC tournament Thursday. I'm going to be live for about 15 minutes, so I'm going to give the Pounders a shout. Hell yeah. We love you, Frank. We love you. DJ ran a 4.58, so he's not exactly a burner. It's true. It's true. But NFL experience, give the tiebreaker to him. That's hilarious. That's why he doesn't play, though. Bill Byer says, I love Claypool later in drafts. I haven't been a Claypool guy. I think we're just going to... Because if we're going Claypool late, that's 6 receivers. We're going to be very strong. We're probably only adding 1 more receiver to that team. We can bring in our second rookie here with Tank Bigsby. And let's see what comes back to us. We're hoping for Komet. And I don't mind this range again for running backs. We can go Sam Laporta, bring in our second or third. If Komet doesn't make it to us, we can always just pivot to Sam Laporta here with Goff. So I think that's nice to have that in the back pocket. Claypool should be Tyler Scott. ER7, I can see Zeke playing in a Seattle jersey. That's the problem with like injuries. Like if injuries happen right now, there's too many free agents available to be like, oh, I'm going to draft this guy. It's like, no, this team's going to bring in one of these dusty veteran running backs that still have a little tank in the gas, probably better than team's third RB on the team. Good. This guy snipes the Mahomes squad on Rashee Rice. Didn't even have to do it. He did it for me. This Darnell Mooney pick, 30 picks for ADP, getting personal on us. But yeah, and we can go Rashawn Johnson too, pass catching running back, find a small outlet of correlation for Fields. But I want Komet. Realistically, I want Komet for this team. We can also bring in Marvin Mims later because I think he's a click that needs to happen now. It sucks. This guy goes, it's personal. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. 2 pass catchers on Chicago without Justin Fields, a Russian QB. Please be another Chicago. Be another Bear. Be another Bear. Be Roshan. I want it to be Roshan, guys. I want it to be Roshan. I want to make sure that this lineup just goes directly into the trash. Singletary is not a bad click there, but I'm probably not going Singletary over Algier just due to like, I think Algier should have a sizable workload. We can't go Algier with this team. We have Bijan. I never have Bijan, so I just always have Algier queued up. Alec Pierce at 154. I don't think it's the grossest thing, but over Gallup, over Van Jeffy. I don't know, man. I don't know. We might have to go Gallup here if you. I can't click on anyone today. I'm just instantly, the second I click on someone, I queue them up and it's gone. And it's gone. Fuck. Derek Carr at 149. All right. So this 161 pick is going to be Sam Laporta probably. Oh my God. Yeah, I want to push Laporta though to 161. I should be able to. Should be able to. Kendrick Miller goes. Fook me. 3 rookies on this team. Is that what we're doing here? Is that the kind of game we're playing? Pass catching running back. We just got to do it. We got to find a little correlation with Justin Fields. Got to find a little correlation with him. And then we'll just add some receivers to this. Not that they're going to make it back to us. So 175. That's where we're going to have to hit receiver. I'm cool with this group, dude. I'm completely cool with this. Completely cool with this. Randy just seeing it. Amon-Ra at 17. Yeah. Yeah. Devonta Smith at 32. Read that one. I do not know what happened. Oh, shit. That blue just scared me. That blue just scared me. Don't do it. This guy's only got one tight end. Woo! He goes Chuba Hubbard at 158. Imagine going Chuba at 158. Or, oh my God. How high do you have to be on someone? 28 picks ahead of ADP. Probably comfortably comes back to him at 179. I saw blue. J-Dubs almost did it to me. So we do successfully pull him in at 161. Get the spoons out. 3-pick scoop. But we'll take it at this point. Oh my God. Strong at receiver. So then we haven't really, we've been addressing other positions. Strong at running back, to be honest. And we have some high upside picks at the end here. I would probably we could go one more or we could stop here. We're done at QB. We're going to have some extra picks for this team where we can go whatever we want. I think we're balanced. Wonder what? We're done now. We're done. Team's done. Mims goes at 162. It's probably too late, to be honest. He should probably be going earlier with the Tim Patrick news. Who's going to select Tim Patrick? Tim Patrick's being drafted in this pod. Who's taking him? Where are your bets? Where are we placing the bets? Who's been absolutely alone? I think 11. The 11 seed right here. Although he did get a stack and a bring back. Just the Calvin Ridley Waddle starts. Just mind-blowing. Just ignoring ADP. So maybe he has some sort of brain cells, but Chuba Hubbard, 28 picks before ADP. Zeke at 167, just got him at 210 yesterday. Vapor thinks the Chase team, the 3-spot team. Oh, yes. Yes. It's our guy that sniped us twice. Oh, man. We feel so incredibly good right now. We feel so incredibly good. Oh, man. I didn't even have to pay him back. He paid himself back. Oh, man. Thank you. The fantasy gods, they act quick. Holy. If Rashid Shaheed falls to us, I'll be like a kid in a candy shop. There's no way this guy selects the guy I want. Told you, there's no chance. We get Rashid Shaheed 14 picks after ADP. Let's go. Probably add one more tight end to this team for sure. Oh my God. Yeah, this is a red badger. This guy plays fantasy golf though, probably. Or he just donates. Maybe this is his form of donations. After he snipes us twice. We do need Claypool for this roster, right? So one more. Man, I'm a sucker for selecting wide receivers here, though. How late does Claypool go? Dude goes at 210. I'd probably rather Terrace Marshall over him, but if you guys are just getting in here, please go down, drop a like on the live stream. We're going to be doing a 24-hour live stream if we can reach 1,000 subscribers before NFL kickoff. Jesus. All right, we have a run at QBs. No, ER7, I am not putting Antonio Brown on my queue. There's a 0% chance Antonio Brown ends up in our queue. I don't even want it to be a 1% chance of it happening. You ever let your queue tick all the way down and you forgot that you queued another player earlier? Yeah, bad feels. Bad feels. It's happened to everybody. Do we go Conklin here and just say, okay? Or we can go Trey McBride, who I like too, at 199, which would probably be the next pick at 200. Do-da, 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 do. Do-da, do-da, do. Do-do-da, do-de-do-da. I think we bring in Gus Edwards here. We have a bunch of rookies. Let's just get someone that is going to get work. We have 2 picks left. It's going to be a receiver and a tight end. And this team's done. The fact that I get Rashid Shaheed 14 picks after ADP feels so good. Like, I'm definitely done at 7 receivers here. I don't need an 8th receiver for this team. So we'll queue up Claypool at 210. We'll see if we get him there, or we can go probably Claypool with the next pick. Dude, why do I feel like this guy's actually going Claypool now? He has 2 picks, and this guy has a boner for Chicago players. Bigger than Artie's. Sorry, Art. Big Chicago guy, though. Jalen Hyatt at 188. Definitely going to be mixing him in a little bit on my... Ooh, I think this is a good pick, too. Malik Davis, we see going the 16th. We'll take a peek at this guy's squad, too. See if he's got... He's just selecting, like, all positivity guys in camp. And he got Lamar and Mark Andrews, but he reached to get it, which I don't think it's the most egregious thing, but where other teams are getting it naturally, to double reach to get it. I don't love the team having 2 receivers through 7 rounds. Who's this year's Eddie Lacy? Probably Leonard Fournette, just due to the amount of food they consume. Adam, I don't know, man. I don't know. I do not know how. He goes Tyler Conklin. Darius Slayton off the board. He's caught a couple long balls. It's tough. Like, the Giants are spreading the ball out right now. The main Giant that I want, pass catcher, is Darren Waller. I think everyone else is really just, they're going to have their games. I don't think there really is a clear number 1 receiver for New York for the Giants. You can mix in Paris Campbell. You can mix in Darius Slayton. You can mix in Hyatt, but maybe Tim Patrick drafted himself. Oh, man. Oh, God. Tim Patrick, like, too bad. Like, I saw some interviews, and, like, he really does seem like freaking, like, a real good dude. And he was excited to get back on the field, and he was feeling good. He put in all the work to get healthy, and fuck. It sucks. Some people are just made of glass. Dude, I don't know if I can go Chase Claypool over Tyquan Thornton, guys. Like, if he comes to me, I don't think I could do it. I don't think it's in my bones. Correlation or no relation, I would go Tyquan. And then I'm cool with one of these. Tyler Scott. Drew wants the Tyler Scott pick so bad. These rookies get steamed up, though. I'm going to go Claypool. I'm going to go Claypool. Honestly, this team might not even need him. So we'll bring in the correlation. It's strictly like a week 17 thing there. Yeah, Nate brings up a great point. Taekwon's ADP is still suppressed from the D-Hop potential, which is gone now. It just hasn't gone back down to like what he went down to like 167 at one point. We see him fall here in this room. I don't have a lot of Claypool. Like this is probably my second share in Best Ball Mania. Oh no. Artie just tagged me in his Twitter post. He had 18% Tim Patrick. Entry fees aren't too bad. I had 7% and my entry fees were double because the 2 Dalmatians, but luckily on those Dalmatians, the 101, $101 entries, they are 8 receiver builds, and it was when he was going at pick 190 plus. So it doesn't hurt really because we drafted really well. We can pull those teams up too and just take a quick peek at those. The Parker contract is the new D-Hop. Damn. Okay. Are we going to get Trey McBride here? Interesting. You really don't see Khalil Shakur fall. You typically don't see Tyquan Thornton fall this far too. Some of these players. We see Sterling Shepard get involved at 197. Like, he is a guy. All right. I've been trying to add a little bit more McBride to my portfolio here. We do get a little mini between McBride and Devonta Smith too. Super balanced team, I think. Super balanced. Like Claypool could do nothing and this team's still good. Oh, God. Kate Otton's cool. I like the Kate Otten click at the end, but I just don't think... I mean, Arizona and Tampa Bay, probably pretty similar from struggling on offense standpoint, but we'll see. We'll see when or if Kyler returns too. Can't believe this guy went Tim Patrick after sniping us twice. Oh, God. What are we at for likes, fellas? What are we at for likes? 33. If we can get up to 40 likes, we'll jump into another draft. 7 likes away. We'll jump into a second Best Ball Mania 4 draft. And if you want to raise your chances of being in that draft, hit that little join button. You can become a YouTube membership, one of the spoons in the chat, or it's also available in any of the Patreon levels too, which comes with a bunch of other stuff. Allen Robinson at 210. Read a report that they're going to be playing him a little more in the slot, which, I mean, it's busy. It's busy in Pittsburgh. If you absolutely have no correlation and you really want just a piece of Pittsburgh, I mean, I don't know. Could be a red zone guy too. Big body, but it's busy. Cordell Patterson goes at 213. Russell Gage at 212. I just saw a negative report on Russell Gage too. We're at 35 likes. We're going to go over one of our Dalmatian or 2 Dalmatian teams that have Tim Patrick too. So you guys have some time, but 5 likes away from getting into a second draft. Devontae Parker, 214. Honestly, there are worse clicks than Devontae Parker. After getting paid that much money, after not bringing in D-Hop, even Booty, like Kayshon Booty's not doing anything as a rookie right now, like negative reports there. I think Devontae Parker's a fine click in the last round. It's funny because it's gone in waves with Devontae Parker. And we will see. So that's a 4-5-6-2 build. That's hideous. There are multiple people paying the rake in this draft, which is hilarious. Let me pull up my... Let's pull up my Dalmatians. Is this the one that had Tim Patrick? No. That's a nice team, though. This one has Tim Patrick, Joe Burrow, Russell Wilson at tight end, Njoku, Dolchich, and Knox, which I like that pairing a lot. Stevenson, Pierce, Harris, Penny, and McBride, I'm cool with. Chase, Smith, Williams, Jordan Addison, Cortland Sutton, DPJ, Darius Slayton, and Tim Patrick. So, like, this pick's dead, right? We still have 7 receivers, and this team is still live. So, love to see that. Here's another team. Patrick Mahomes, Ingram, Juwan Johnson, and Knox. I'm cool with this pairing of 3. Derrick Henry, ETN, Robinson, Rashawn Johnson, Chase Brown, Gus Edwards. Chase, Ayuk, Dotson, Tony. Ugh. I do this sometimes where players that I fade, I'll like select them in a high stakes tournament. So like I have 1 or 2% Tony, and one of those clicks is in a Dalmatian 101. Nate says 1 QB, not a fan. 4 teams do advance in the Dalmatian 101s. So I'm highly confident I can get in the top 4 with just Patrick Mahomes. Tony, Jameson Williams, Michael Gallup, Rashee Rice. Now, this could be a little tougher with Tim Patrick not playing, J-Mo not playing for the first 6 weeks. It would likely be dependent on Tony and if Rice could catch up. I guess if Tony doesn't play, like Rice is on the field more. So I think that's a good correlation there, which is fine. And Tony's he's just a strictly week 17 guy at this point, in my opinion. But yeah, like 3,000 teams, top 4 advance in each pod. So I don't mind doing that sort of stuff in those tournaments where more teams advance. Now the Chow Chow, I think, is the other one where I had 1 Tim Patrick team. Try to find that. Yeah, so we get him at 191, which again really isn't going to kill you. We go with 2 tight ends here, which is interesting. Mahomes and Carr at 170. Derrick Henry, Travis Etienne, AJ Dillon, Alvin Kamara at 122. Pierre Strong, probably not looking good for Pierre Strong, by the way. Like the Patriots are bringing in every single dusty RB for a workout, even Darrell Henderson, which might be good for Pierre Strong. But Kevin Harris has sort of been taking over the lead back role the last couple of days in practice with Stevenson sitting out. This one's got CEH. Chase, Ayuk, Dotson, Pickens, Sky Moore, KJ, Marquise Valdez-Scantling. So like this team's live without Tim Patrick too. And for this tournament, do the top 4 advance? Do you guys remember? Is it top 4 for Chow Chow? Let's see. Top 2 advance. Don't absolutely love that with the dead roster spot, but it is what it is. I mean, 7% Tim Patrick. It could be worse. It's just he's on those 2 high stakes teams, which is good and bad, right? Good and bad because 4 teams advance. And as we saw, like those teams are good enough to advance with Tim Patrick, a pick 200 being wasted. A lot of those teams that people drafted are going to have pick 200 be wasted. Where are we at on the like counter? We're at 39 likes. We're 1 like away from popping off another draft. If you guys want to see another draft, make sure you go down and hit the like button. Jump into another Best Ball Mania if you guys want. Well, all right, we hit it. All right, I was going to say, I do the 10-second countdown. We hit it. Waiting on 8. Waiting on 8. T-Pete says, be right back. Get my grandma's account. The Real Guam says, just liked. Everyone, let's get some claps in the chat for the Real Guam. We need some claps. Or some hashtag my guys for the YouTube members. All right. We can X out of this draft. Can X out of this. We get the 2 spot. It's about time. J Dubs, King of Kings. TB Bucks is in here. Try again, Chump. Too Cool Rad and Coltron. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you count myself, 7 pounders in the chat. Okay. ER7 says, how many likes for Massive? 200. It's going to be a tough sell. It'll be a real tough sell. Give us JJ with the first pick, huh? We'll take JJ in the 2 spot. Bijan Robinson. You saw a Bijan clip today, and you were very impressed. Dude, I don't know how I do this. But it just works. I think it's called being like a fantasy oracle. You know, when you just know what's going to happen. Yeah, Cooper Kupp at 3. I agree with this. We'll see if J Dubs or TB Bucks gets CMC. That'd be interesting start. Nate goes, bro. Yeah, I mean, when you have the spoons out, anything's possible. Drew getting CMC at 6. Drew's got his spoon out. So funny. JJ at 2 feels so good. It's so weird because it's just one position, but it feels so good. I actually need that. I've been really rough at pulling the 1 spot as of late. You'd be surprised. The influencer powers don't work as well anymore. I think I really used them all in that first Superflex tournament, the big board but Superflex. I wasted all my good variants on that tournament. Let's pull up my exposures. Like, I shouldn't even be crying a river because I'm pretty sure I'm even exposure on Jefferson. You guys are going to hate me. Fuck. I have 12% Chase and 9% Jefferson. It's just been a while. So, like, I got really lucky early. And then I've been drafting 8+ for like the last 30 drafts, it feels like. So I am excited to get a different team going on the live stream too. What's your favorite cereal? ER7 says, wow. I mean, right now I crushed the Special K protein cereal. It's like a more bland type cereal. It's like a less sexy man, what's the one I'm thinking of? Now I'm gonna age myself. Frosted Flakes. It's like a less sexy Frosted Flakes, but we put some granola in it. We get some fruit going. It's what the wife buys me. I don't have an option. She says, sit down and eat it. She's like the lunch lady from Big Daddy. Just kidding. Much nicer lady. Much nicer. Babe, if you're watching this, don't change the locks. The basement is it's not my favorite spot. Nick Chubb, Devontae Adams start. Diggs, Garrett Wilson. Okay. Diggs fall into 11s. Pretty sick. Oh, the Special K Strawberry. Yeah, she was on that kick. Dudes, I can't do this every draft. Is this happening every draft? Calvin Ridley being pulled like to the top 20 picks? What's this dude's ADP must be steaming right now. It's at 29. Like, it's not even, it was at 30 like 2 days ago. So 31. What is happening? Try again, Chumps I want to say he's a pounder too. It's tough. I keep forgetting like people's Discord name to their YouTube account name to their Underdog. Like, keep it all the same, fellas. Keep it easy for us. Our brain hurts. Cocoa Pebbles is fire. I mean, I'm also cool with just going Mahomes here too. But I want T. Higgs. All right. We got a couple things we can do. We can go JT at 26 or one of these elite QBs. Rojo has been suspended. Yeah, he goes Mahomes. I think this makes sense. Week 17 correlation. I actually really like attacking this game this way too. Getting Mahomes with Chase. That's preferable for me over like the Joe Burrow double stack. There's no way he goes JT with this pick. Just the advantage it would give this freaking team if he does play is it's too much to not click. I understand the risk. I think we got to do it. I think we got to do it. I think we got to do it. Someone shared a video today from training camp, and he was out there, and it was, oh man, was it Hayden Winks? It was like, oh yeah, like my back doesn't hurt, but he clearly looked a little stiff. Alex Mack, welcome to the live stream. Like, if he does get traded, his stock goes up. That's the crazy thing, is his stock goes up. So we'll assume some risk here at pick 26, and this could be the team, you know? Could just be an insane value. And we have some, so like, cool thing is we do probably get first dibs at Joe Burrow, right? We have the Chase team in front of us. So if we ignore Burrow at 47 and 50, the fact that the Chase team's on the left of us, we could go Burrow at 71 if he falls to us. So I think that's interesting too. I think we're in a good spot for that. Because I'm not selecting Burrow at ADP right now. No way. Alex Mack says T-Law fell in a draft today in weekly winners, pick 94. Lucky guy got Kirk stacked. You were about to take him unstacked. Like, that's the range where it's like, I don't care if he's not stacked, because he's not stacked yet, right? You can still find ways to backstack him, which I think are viable. And then in like Bestball Mania, picking him there at 90, 87, 85, whatever you want to call it, way after ADP, could strictly just be an advanced rate play. Like, you don't even need to like be forced to like, oh, I need to take Zay Jones 15 picks before ADP. He could just be an advanced rate play, which could help you in a field where only 2 out of 12 advance in this one, 1 out of 16 in the next one, 1 out of 16 in the next one. It won't likely help you all that much for week 17, but still maybe you hit a full slate parlay with your team too. So there's worse things. There's worse things in life. We see Jacobs go at 36. Lamar, Devontae Adams, Chubb, Jacobs star for Coltron. Yeah. Every pick, you're like, damn, how is he still there? T-Law at 94. Yeah, I haven't seen T-Law fall past 82. And that was me at 82 with Calvin Ridley, and 81 went unstacked. Can't even blame him. Although I think he had another elite QB, so it did hurt a little more. Keenan Allen falling. I think this makes sense. Pounders are not valuing Keenan Allen as much. Drake London goes at 39. Judy at 38. DJ Moore at 41. Slight reach. Terry McLaurin. Travis Etienne off the board at 44. Joe Mixon a follow. This guy is just like leaning into it. He's really leaning into paying the rake. Is this the hottest take you guys would see today? Is Ayuk over DeAndre Hopkins? Could be the hottest take you see today. Let's go. See, I could also go Justin Fields here because any team is a Justin Fields team. That's the way I feel about it. Any team is a Justin Fields team. Until my Justin Fields exposure's at 18%, I'm probably just going to not stop drafting him. Let's see what he's at. Fields. I'm at 10%. So, like, I'm on clear catch-up duty right now. 5th round, Justin Fields. Poto, you're scaring me, bro. Make your 2 picks. Okay, I was going to say worst case, we can go Christian Kirk, but we do get Jay Fields to fall to us. I've been on catch-up duty on TJ Hawk, on Kittle. We see King of Kings bring in Justin Herbert to go with his Mike Willie stack. I like the way this team's shaping out. Really sick. Really sick. Oh, yeah. Fields Komet's fire. It's fire. Komet at 150 ADP showed the ability to have 2 touchdown games. Yeah, I don't see how Fields has a worse year. Like, even if he doesn't get 1,100 rushing yards, which he doesn't need for where he's going at his current ADP. But if you can add 6 to 8 touchdowns, you can add 800 yards and you get rid of 300 rushing yards, he'll still way pay off. He'll way pay off ADP. He just has multiple ways to pay it off too. All right, J-Dubs with Tyreek Hill, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts, Travis Etienne, and Aaron Jones. I don't even mind the Aaron Jones pick. Like, Aaron Jones and Jordan Love were working together early into the summer, just throwing the ball around, running plays, just like the bros, bros at the beach. So they've been sneakily getting the work in together. Drew with CMC, Olave, Josh Allen, Terry McLaurin, Brown. I like that start. King of Kings with Cooper Kupp, Tony Pollard, Deebo Samuel, Mike Williams with Justin Herbert. I like this start as well. Bijan, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, DJ Moore, and Joe Burrow. So kind of doing the naked Burrow thing. We'll see. He would have to fall later for me to go naked Burrow. Like, he'd have to fall into the 60s for me to go naked Burrow right now. Like, to get a hurt Burrow at 56 where other teams are getting Justin Herbert, Fields, 5-6 picks before you, stacked. I don't know. I don't love it if I'm that team. That's for sure. Because you are picking him for the upside in the playoffs, in my opinion. But, like, it could be a negative advance rate play, too, if he starts the season hurt. We'll see. I really do expect him to be out there week 1. So I'm not really trying to overreact to it, but I am trying to push my luck while there is this uncertainty time and try to see if I can get him to, 70, 71, wherever I have T. Higgs. I think that is advantageous for sure. And Nate says, now I wonder if Chase owners will get 6th round Burrow. I think the best way to try to do that is see, like, my situation where Jamar Chase is on the left side of me and there's only one team. Like, if we both push him past this range, which is Joe Burrow's typical ADP, I have first dibs. Or if you have both pass catchers. But if I have both pass catchers, do you really want to risk him coming back to you at 71? If you have both pass catchers, you likely just have to eat him at 50 or 47 or wherever. Mike Evans is 66. Drewski was probably looking at Mike Evans. Big Tampa Bay guy. Big Tampa Bay guy. He goes Jahan Dotson is 67. Curveball. I like the Pickens selection. We're going to go Waller here because I'm fine with multiple of these guys. This guy probably double tapping RB would be a really good range to do that. Drew. Don't give us that. Cam Akers off the board. Miles Sanders, 10 picks after ADP. Anybody? Still not sexy to me, but if he's there, we'll probably go Sanders off the board. Okay, 74. Our next pick's at 95. I think it really starts to dry out at receiver. It does. For me, it looks like this. King of Kings is going to scoop Quentin Johnston. Merry Christmas, my friend. Merry Christmas. Let's go Dameon Pierce. Let's go Dameon Pierce here. We're strong at receiver. Super balanced build again, guys. Super balanced build again. He goes Quentin Johnston for the stack. Really nice. Really nice. And we have to hope, basically, that Rashad Bateman falls back to us. I think that's going to be my target in the next round. 95, 98. You don't really want to have to be slamming receivers in this range, but maybe we get someone to fall to us. What do we need for 3 drafts, Nate said. Oh, God, I don't think I can even do 3. Don't even think I could do 3. Trust me, I would draft all day, every day. But the little kiddo upstairs is he makes it tougher. He makes it tougher. Definitely some new subbies would, that would get the engine cooking on another draft. Javonte Williams, 83. If you guys missed the beginning, we did cover all the training camp updates from today. This guy double taps receiver, Coltron at the 12 spot. I really like that for his team. Lamar brings in Zay Flowers, Brennan Cooks. I don't love the Pittman click, but it's there. It's there. Let's see. Rashad White off the board at 85, 86. James Conner at 87. Love that. Just James Conner, I don't understand how he's not going at least before this range right here. That's all I want. Just want a little respect on James Conner. Like, just put him at 75. He could very easily go in this range before. Dude, Cortland Sutton got steamed up to 76. Am I seeing that? Am I seeing that correct? Cortland Sutton at 76? Oh, he went double elite tight end. This team's all right. He goes Sky Moore. I might actually make a Michael Thomas click here. I can't really go JMO in this position, in my opinion. We're going to make the Michael Thomas click, I think. It's kind of gross. It feels bad. Yeah, but Sutton shouldn't be steamed up that much. The person who makes out the most is Marvin Mims because he's going to be on the field. Sutton was already going to be on the field. It's not like Sutton is that guy that gets like a large percent of the target share. If anything, I think it helps Judy and Mims and Dolchich. Doing a stream with Dante will get you 1K subs in an hour. Probably. Cry. Like, the only way you can quiet him down is subscribe to the channel. It's tough. It's tough. Right here, I'm basically going one of these two, I think. Tyler Boyd. Yeah, I can't do that. Jameson Williams did not have a good practice today. He did not have a good practice today, but I don't think that's a reason that we shouldn't bring him in. He had a few drops. We're strong at running back. If we're drafting like we're right, we're strong at RB. I think we bring in JMO here. I mean, right around when JMO gets back, Michael Thomas will be on the IR. So that should work out pretty nice. JMO punched a dude. Love that. Get emotional. Play better. I'm fine with that. This shit happens in training camp. The guy he punched probably won't even be on the team. Evan Ingham goes at pick 100. Njoku went at 90. People are getting smarter. Njoku before Ingram. Been saying that for a very long time. But I do need to get my Waller exposure up. I was high on him, and I just, man, who was I clicking in that range every time? I think I was just slamming receivers. And then receivers got more expensive, so now Waller even sticks out more to me in this range. So I'm really trying to get my Waller exposure to, at least 12%. Let's see what we're at in Best Ball Mania. This will bring us to 8%. We're at 7. There's time. We have 37 drafts left after this one. Rashad Penny at 102. I'm really actually coming on to the Philly running backs too. We liked Penny at his ADP, but even kind of mixing in Swift as a pass catching running back when we have Jalen Hurts, I'm coming around to it. ML says, I love Waller this year. Not going to state my percentage. It's all right. Don't be ashamed. Adam says Penny will be a beast for the first 5 weeks. Wow, you're giving him a lot of credit. There. All right. 24% Penny. I like that. Stance. Strong stance. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players over 20%. I do share my exposures with the Patreon members from different tournaments. Thoughts on RB situation with Zach Moss out now, drafting Deion Jackson? Deion Jackson will probably, he was serviceable last year on third down, but if you want to get the exciting guy, it's Evan Hull. We have mixed in shares of Evan Hull, but there was no reason to really smash him because of Zach Moss being there, because of Deion Jackson. So I think it's fine to mix him in. But I don't know. There's going to be so many zeros at the end. Round 18, yes, there is a lot of upside. But there's a lot of zeros that are going to happen too. A lot of zeros. All depends on your roster construction too. Is this a team where you have a Rich? You know what I mean? And there's so many veteran running backs that can sign right now. I think it's tough to really make strong stances there. I like RB here. Yeah, let's bring in an RB. Let's bring in Damian Harris. And if Mooney gets sniped again, I'll just go home. Don't do it. Oh. He reaches up for Rice. Not surprised. He should get steamed up probably ahead of Rondell Moore at some point. ML says you are at home. Huge brain. Huge brain. Yeah, let's bring in the correlation here with Justin Fields. Let's bring in Mooney. We should be targeting Cole Kmet too on the back end. We're strong at receiver, that's for sure. Don't love the Michael Thomas click, but he's practicing. He's out there. He's not hurt yet. Got to show a little respect, I guess. That range is just such a dead zone for receivers. Where'd we make the Michael Thomas click? At 95. But I think clicking Michael Thomas here also gives us the ability to go JMO. We could have gone Isaiah Pacheco, and then what do? Do you bring in another running back and have 4 running backs? Or you have 3 receivers and you bring in JMO anyways? Maybe I would like that better if this was Pacheco, I guess. Mike Meyer says this part of the draft is hard. Not going to lie. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes back to us. I definitely have players that I'm trying to target right now just based on news. Just based on where I think their projections are heading. Yeah, exactly, Adam. Exactly. You said the quiet part out loud. All right, Jared Goff off the board. To the 3 wide receiver team, man. What is this? What are we looking at? 2 elite tight ends, 4 running backs, 2 QBs, and 3 receivers. The casuals are out, they are alive, and they are well. They are well. Holy smokes. So painful to look at sometimes, though. Like, if only they knew about our stream, we could have saved him. We could have saved him. $25 in a waste of 45 minutes. That might be even more valuable. This team likely also dead. No receiver till round 6. 2 teams donating to the pound today. And if you guys want to draft me off stream as well, we're always posting when we're jumping into drafts in the currently drafting section in our Discord. I'll post that in the chat. Free BBM4 Draft guides on there. It took me like 18 hours. We just updated when the tournament was like 45% full, so it's relatively fresh and relevant. And we'll be doing another one at 75%, and that'll be the last update. You can always stay up to date with us in the live stream too. Coltron goes Komet at 133. See, I'm just not like reaching that far in Best Ball Mania, especially large field tournament, 677,000 teams. It's a stance. It is a stance. What do we want to do for our QB2? We have a couple different options. Go Purdy. Kirk's still there. If Kirk falls back to us at 143, we'll go Kirk. I just didn't even see Kirk was even available. There's no way this guy doesn't go Kirk. There's no way this guy doesn't go Kirk. And we were so nice to Quentin Johnson. Like, we gave him Quentin Johnson. Like, so nice. Yeah, Kirk gone. No correlation. He has Hawkinson. It's viable. It's viable. Shit. The guy that goes 0 QB gets Kirk to fall back to him. Too bad his team's dead. Like, too bad his team's just absolutely dog water. Poor guy. Yeah, I'm cool with. I want both of them probably. Let's start with Jaylen Warren. There is another running back in between. I don't care that they would both have the same buy. I think we'd have enough advantage. Algier, Kendre. Kendre's getting steamed up right now, too. If Kamara does get suspended, I expect Kendre to be drafted above Algier. Let's bring in Kendre for this team. We have enough RB2s. We could be done at RB, to be honest. Like, this team's probably done at RB. If we're drafting like we're right and Jonathan Taylor's the dude and he plays, this team's done at RB. Has enough upside, has enough of everything. And we need tight end QB. We could target Purdy with this team. We could target Derek Carr. Derek Carr gone. Derek Carr's gone. This team went back-to-back QBs. He correlated Derek Carr with a non-passing, pass-catching RB. You have to love that. You have to love that. It's fine in some circumstances, but like when you have no receivers. Adam says Kamara will get 6 games at most. Yeah, but that's enough. That's enough for a rookie to get a role and keep that role. KJ Osborne. Like, how does this team that go Kirk Cousins not go KJ Osborne right here? How? Marvin Mims goes at 155. Like, I'm just not in the right draft position to select Mims. Like, I'm not going Mims at 146. It's too much of a reach. This is where I actually think he ends up. So there's no reason for me to like waste that equity. I can just draft another team and get him, select him slightly before ADP. But I do think that's a sharp play here by Fuzzies. Franco's, you are not getting Purdy. I am. Where is Frank? King of Kings right here. No, he's probably not going to make it to you. How much you reaching for Purdy? Where's his ADP? Nah, it's basically right at ADP. Nicholas, I don't think we're going to have time to do another draft tonight. We will be drafting in the Discord later tonight, probably all night. Little plus EV late night drafts. If you want to join us in the Discord, link is in the chat. It's just a great community of over 130 members, active Bestball community. It's really awesome. If you guys like Twitter, you guys will love the Discord because Twitter sucks. Twitter's good for training camp updates. I will say that. Really good for that. But we literally have a riser follower section that is just designed for updates for training camp. Jonathan Mingo goes at 159. That's a slide. X-Men. Sorry, X-Men. Who's drafting Tim Patrick here? Someone's got to be drafting Tim Patrick in this room. All right, so we have to be prepared to be sniped. At least we know in advance. So generous. So generous. We could stick with Houston and go Mechie. We could swap to the Patriots for a second QB. Also bring in Hunter Henry. We have a couple options here. Curtis Samuel off the board. Purdy gone. I think we can just make a slight reach up for Mechie here. He's on the field. He's playing. It might not look the best right now, but we think he will get back into some sort of football form. That's the most I want to reach on a player. 12 picks. Sure, I could have selected him here at 170. Does it make a difference? No. I just need to get a little second correlation with the QB. Purdy, CJ Stroud, it's fine. I have a ton of Purdy at a much later ADP, so I'm cool with. Even if CJ Stroud doesn't come to us, I won't be crushed, to be honest. Pick 170. I might just bring in Juwan Johnson or Knox. We'll go Juwan Johnson. We'll go Juwan Johnson. We have 2 pass catchers in New Orleans. Not the biggest deal. Again, when you have that Russian QB. And we also have Kendra Miller. Don't love it. Unless they all hit and they end up being good advance rate plays. I think that's fine. Jewish McCaffrey says, I'd give anything for another BBM fast draft. Instead, I'm currently in 150 slow puppies. No, why'd you do that to yourself? That is so much pain. That is so much pain. Oh, dude, Nicholas. I had 25% Tim Patrick. Are those teams dead? Most are 17, 18 round. If I can give you a little bit of positivity, I did around 500 drafts last season. I had 24% Tim Patrick at the time of the injury. I was around like 300 drafts at the time. I pumped in another 200 drafts. I got my Tim Patrick ownership to 16% in tournaments and in cash games. I was profitable in both. It's like 40%, 44% ROI in cash games and 36% advance rate. And that's when he was being drafted in the 15th to 17th round. And yeah, I mean, you want to get that down as much as possible. Oh, super degen. Super degen. We're just over 700 drafts this offseason, counting DK too. We did 50 on DK when ADPs were just fresh and so wrong. So we took advantage of that as well. It's kind of looking for every angle. It's just so much more pleasant to be drafting on Underdog. Just visually, just the smoothness. But you do get auto drafters in every single DK draft. So it's like, which one's better EV? And we'll keep a track on which tournaments are set to fill and which ones aren't. Because DK, it does look like there's going to be overlay, but it's a $10 entry fee. So at the end, will teams just slam DK drafts? Like, I think there's a possibility of that where they're only $10 entries. It's just DK's tougher to do multiple at a time. Especially like if you're drafting on your phone and it's like, oh, you're up and you go to your pick and it's like 4 seconds left. It's like, what do you mean, man? I have full bars on my Wi-Fi. I'm not drafting on a Razer phone. I know, Nick. I know. Tim Patrick, I liked Tim Patrick this year. Like I had 13%, luckily 6% in Bestball Mania. And most of those, of that 7%, a lot of them's $3 and $5 drafts. Have them in 2 101 Dalmatians. I have them in 1 Chow, which is a $50 draft. And those are from pick 190 to 211. So it won't hurt too much. But when you're that high on him and if you can get him down to 16%, that's 1 out of every 6 teams, which it sounds terrible. It is terrible. That's what happened to me last year. CJ Stroud's there. I think we just make the CJ Stroud click here. Are we good with these 7 receivers? I feel like we're done with these 7 receivers too. You have 13% MIMS. Interesting. So like I wasn't drafting a lot of MIMS because I just figured he was going to have a tougher time getting on the field. But with the Tim Patrick injury, that is an open-armed invitation for Marvin Mims. So it's good that you have 13%. We have 2 picks left. And if we're done at running back, we're done at QB. It's probably going to be 1 running back and 1 tight end. And even then, like I just feel like they're bonus picks because we're pretty balanced. I don't mind the Jalen Hyatt pick here if he starts getting steamed. Actually, don't mind any of these. I don't want Robert Woods. We can go Tank Dell too. But I think that's a little thin. I'd rather Jalen Hyatt, just someone that's like a burner type. Someone that actually be able to spike into this lineup. We also have JMO who's not going to play for the first 6 weeks. I don't know. And very easily, like we could have spent that pick on running back, but let's see. We could also just depend on these 2 tight ends too. Like I think that's a stance you can make with Darren Waller. If he is healthy, stays on the field, I think we could get away with just these 2 tight ends. ER7 says 1% Tim Patrick. I have 153 teams. Congratulations on being right based on an injury. Oh, man. I had to. ML says not victory lapping or anything. I still don't expect much from Mims. Just hoping for a couple spike weeks. Honestly, like that injury opens up for Mims. I also think it'll help Dulcich in the red zone too. Potentially Sutton, but like we saw Sutton last year without Tim Patrick. We saw Judy last year without Tim Patrick. It wasn't pretty. Week 18 was pretty for Jerry Judy though. And actually the last, 4 or 5 games, Judy was actually coming on. So it's just his ADP might be a little high for me. Now with the Tim Patrick injury, it's like, I guess I'm back in. Sprinkling Judy in at pick what? What's he, like 41 now? 40? 39, yeah. I think I'm pretty much even on the field. Let's peek that. Let's peek the Judy and Sutton expos. Judy, 11%. I just can't draft him as of late based on how much he's risen, but shit, like we might be back sprinkling him in. And Sutton, we're at 3%, but let's pull up Bestball Mania. 3% on Bestball Mania. And Judy 7%. Is what it is. Marvin Mims, 4%. At least I have a little bit. Like he is that X style receiver. It's just, I don't know if he'd be playing that role. All right. We're in an interesting spot. We could go tight end. We could go running back. Let's see who's available with our last pick and kind of go from there. Because like the tight ends really got picked off. Could go Kate Otten. Logan Thomas is kind of thin in my opinion. Could go Noah Fant. You typically don't see. So like Zeke slides right here to pick 211. He got drafted at pick 158 last draft. Drew says you will not have Kate Otten. You freak. Oh, man. Go on. Do it to him, Drew. Do it to him. I didn't actually want a tight end. Will Disley deep cut. We talking about a play? We talking about he was cut. I don't think he was cut from the team, but let me know if he was. Oh, we were going to go Malik. What a snipe. What a dirty snipe there. Oh, that one cut. That one cut deep. And the tight ends actually got sniped too. Let's go, Prince. He's getting steamed right now. He's getting steamed. Yeah, my problem with Noah Fant is when Will Disley went down with an injury, you saw Parkinson fill in that role, and it's not like Fant got any more carry or like any more catches. Like his timeshare continued, basically. He didn't get any more snaps. The Malik Davis pick, I like this. 214. Really good snipe. Really good snipe here. Really sharp play. Again, King of Kings is a fellow YouTube spoon. He's getting the information in the secret Discord channel and using it against us. Damn it. Nice job. Let's go over some of these teams real quick. Let's go to, where is it? Results, drafts, completed. That was Bestball Mania. I have to mark this one as live stream too. Was that 41, I believe? And then we got to mark this one too real quick. All right. Let's pull them up. We ended up with Justin Fields, CJ Stroud, Darren Waller, and Juwan Johnson at tight end. Jonathan Taylor, Damian Pierce, Damian Harris, Jalen Warren, Kendra Miller, and Deneric Prince. Did I say Price before? Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Thomas, Jameson Williams, Darnell Mooney, John Mechie, and Jalen Hyatt. Interesting squad. King of Kings with Justin Herbert and Purdy. I like this pairing. Gerald Everett, Trey McBride, and Hurst. 3 guys. Definitely 3 guys with names, and I believe they all have hair. Tony Pollard, A.J. Dillon, Brian Robinson, Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson, and Malik Davis. I like the group, but I'm not handcuffing myself. I didn't see that he did that. Because this Malik Davis pick, who knows? Maybe he earns like a workload, but if you're picking him for the most upside, I think you would want an injury to Tony Pollard to occur. Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, Mike Williams, Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnson, Sky Moore, and Van Jeffy. I'm fine with this group of receivers. Nice little double stack. No Denver bring back, but I'm fine with it. Elijah Mitchell caught a 20-yard pass in practice the other day. A little nugget for the crowd. He can catch passes. It just doesn't happen often. J-Dubs went 3 QBs with Jalen Hurts. Probably not doing this. Probably stopping here with Jalen Hurts and Tua 95% of the time, but we'll see what the team looks like. Goddard and Mike Gesicki, so a little New England correlation there. Travis Etienne, Aaron Jones, J.K. Dobbins, Algier, and Raheem Mostert. I'm cool with this group. Little value on J.K. too. Tyreek Hill, Devonta Smith, Rashad Bateman, Juju, Jacoby Myers, Rondell Moore, DPJ, and Tyquan Thornton. Yeah, no crazy values, but a little double, triple stacked with New England to go with Mac Jones. So I'm cool with you bringing in Mac at the end there, I guess. Drew in the 6th spot, Josh Allen and Sam Howell. Fine with that pairing. Schultz, Knox, and Cade Otton. You definitely need this third tight end. Yeah, Artie, we discussed the Tim Patrick news at the very beginning of the stream, so you don't have to scroll too far to find it. CMC, James Cook, Rashad Penny, Khalil Herbert, Devin Singletary, and Zamir White. Like, I love this RB group. Like, James Cook making a lot of plays in practice right now. Rashad Penny on the field, basically like on the field. That's good news. Khalil Herbert, Singletary making some plays in the red zone. Zamir White, even getting him at a later ADP too is nice. And receivers, Olave McLaurin, Marquise Brown, Jahan Dotson, Treylon Burks, Zay Jones, and Jaden Reed. 12 picks before ADP. Might be a stance here. We might have found a stance here on Jaden Reed. But I'm cool with this group. You did have to slam receiver, and it looks good. Nice draft by Drew. Try again, jump in the 8th spot. I still don't know if this guy's a pounder or not. Let me know if you're in the live stream. Too cool, rad. Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray, and Ryan Tannehill. I'm cool with this group. Love the Ryan Tannehill click at the end. George Kittle and Dalton Kincaid. I like this pairing too. Stevenson, Swift, Connor, Charbonnet, and Gus Edwards. Just a few picks of ADP value on Charbonnet. I think you can push this player still with that shoulder scare, but I think this group makes a lot of sense. It's a good amount of draft capital. I don't think it's too much, not too little. AJ Brown, Jalen Waddle, Drake London, Chris Godwin, Michael Gallup, Jonathan Mingo, Paris Campbell, and Michael Wilson. I like the last pick, Michael Wilson. Playing with the first team. That looks good right now. Making plays as well. That's important. And in the 12 spot, Coltron, Lamar Jackson, and Anthony Richardson. Drew says, not a stance, just didn't like the board on the Jaden Reed click. That's fine. Lamar, a couple picks after ADP. Same with A-Rich. Tight ends, Cole Kmet. That was a dirty snipe, Coltron. We do have to talk about this afterwards. The 17 pick reach did hurt my soul. Cole Kmet, Sam Laporta, and Isaiah Likely. I'm cool with this pairing. Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Devon A-Chain, Tank Bigsby, Evan Hall, which is a fun click at the end of drafts right now, along with Malik Davis to switch it up. I still think if JT doesn't play, they bring in one of these dusty RBs. There's just too many available right now for free agency. So like right now for wide receivers, you're not afraid of, oh, Tim Patrick goes down. Are they going to add somebody? Like there's no one left available. Like the Giants signed every single potential free agent under 5'9". So you have no one to worry about. Devontae Adams, Gabe Davis, Michael Pittman, Brendan Cooks, Zay Flowers, Rashid Shaheed, Khalil Shakir, and Matt Collins. Matt Collins, small nugget, similar hairstyle to Desmond Ridder. Might be going to the same barber. Might be a little connection there. Got to check the hair. It's like a lion's mane. But I'm cool with this group of receivers too. I'm cool with this group. The Michael Pittman click, you guys know, is not my favorite, but he's your third receiver, so maybe provide some sort of floor for this team where Gabe Davis can disappear at any given moment. Back-to-back reaches might make this team look a little weaker at receiver. Try to keep it within ADP to some extent, especially earlier into the draft. As you go later, just basically go get your guys. I kind of ignore ADP. We saw the John Mechie click, 12 picks early. Jalen Hyatt, Waller even. But guys, I want to appreciate you guys coming out again tonight. And if you haven't already, slap a like on the way out. Leave a comment if you're feeling juicy. Like, I don't know how to get comments. It's probably because I don't ask for them. It's probably because I forget at the end of the streams. But go ahead, post a comment when this video posts in literally 4 seconds when we're done. Appreciate everyone coming out tonight. Pounders.